Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to start with the final in men's doubles.
The entry, the parade of the gladiators of the table, and once again it's China v China, but again some magnificent entertainers. Zhu Xin, Ma Long.
And also from China, Chen and
Ma Lin on the left. Chen, ooh, he's looking a little bit sad. I knew he was going to struggle to get up for this one. He's just been beaten by Timo Boll in the quarterfinals of the singles event, so this is going to be a really tough moment for those two, I must say. Ma Long and Zhu Xin will probably be feeling very, very good about themselves at the moment. Although I have to say, Chen Qi has got a fantastic doubles record. And we know that if he really gets his act together, he can play sublime stuff. Got in their lucky black outfit as they come over. And of course, Ma Lin, well, what's to be said about him? He's just a fantastic player all the way around. He's had success throughout the whole world, but never at the top level in the certainly in the singles and the World Championships, and I think that has always played on his mind. These young lads, we know, we've said it many times before, there's definitely Ma Long, who is an extraordinary talent and very, very solid always. Zhu Xin is probably an even bigger talent, but is unpredictable. If he gets it into his head, if there's a few worries, then you never know what might happen. So we could be in for fireworks. Certainly it'll be an extraordinary matchup. And the Chinese bench again, how do they cope with all this success? It is just amazing how often they see themselves in the finals. Michael Anderson is with me, the ITTF Director of Education and Training and former national coach for Denmark. We've enjoyed ourselves here in Rotterdam. They put on a fantastic show, and we're getting to the real business end of the total competition. How do you see this one, Michael?
Yeah, there's no doubt the Chinese, isn't the gold price very high on the gold market? So yeah. They don't mind those medals for sure. And this one is hard to call. It all depends now. Both Ma Lin and Chen Qi, obviously, I thought in the semifinals played a very, very good doubles match and really was communicating well, working with the game, and Chen Qi was brilliant in that match. Now, how do you react after losing two singles quarterfinals? Ma Lin against Ma Long and Chen Qi against Timo Boll. So we had a couple of hours to think about things, and even less for Chen Qi, and now get ready again. So it could be a question of how well can Ma Long and Zhu Xin start, because they're also very aggressive double pair. They're moving well, they're really tough to deal with, and that could be the difference. But I don't know everything, so we'll see how it plays out.
That's not what I heard. Yeah, they're just warming up here, but the perfect combination, of course, the left and right. And
I had a meeting this World Championships, and I had a kind of an open session, and I said, okay, I'm a man with a lot of ideas, so, and normally it goes by the 80-20 ratio, so 80% is good ideas, 20% is bad, and I don't worry so much about the bad ideas because they will sort themselves out. If it's not a good idea, it will disappear, and the 80 will live strong.
That's a really good philosophy. Right. Let's just have a look. How do they get to this stage? It's a fascinating setup. Ma Lin and Chen Qi as they overcame a very, very resistant Platonov and Samsonov. They went to 4-2. Samsonov, of course, had I would say, is probably his last real chance at a world title in the World Championship, of course. But put up a big battle, no doubt about that. Gowning against only just token resistance, really, in a 4-1, less than half an hour. And prior to that, well, they didn't lose a game. And that was Chen and Ma Lin. Zhou Xin and Ma Long, well, they really did account for Yong Sik and Min Seok, although there was a lot of encouraging signs for the Koreans. He overcame them ultimately. Here we go then, the start of the men's doubles.
So isn't this also, Jan, it's experience in the black shirts, it's motivation and youthfulness in the red?
Yeah.
A little bit of a generation battle within the Chinese team, in fact.
Word has it that Zhou Xin, who's in service there, has got a very individual way of conducting his life as well. 1-3, Ma Lin.
It's just a marvelous shot from Zhou Xin. Went deep, look below the table and really pulled it up with not only his racket but also his leg strength.
This is a great start. Ma Long, Zhou Xin, 5-1. The crowd are fairly hushed. But I can tell you, when these guys get going and we see the really big, extravagant movements, watch out. Nice little touchdown there from Chen. 5-2. Zhou Xin is incorrigible. You just think you got him and then, wow.
Yeah, they showcase. I don't know, Ma Lin, what he's looking at, but you're thinking, okay, what was that? You know, what hit us? Because it was a fantastic backhand by Ma Long, really kicking the ball back with unbelievable pace.
Well, Chen, if you were listening yesterday, you realized that he was a defending champion, but it was with Wang Hao. And of course, Chen beat Wang Hao and his ambitions to take the double. Struggling a little bit at the moment in these early stages, though. It's 7-3. Zhou Xin with the service.
7-3.
Okay, raised the hand for the drop down off the tape, but they're just looking so sharp at the moment. Chen, it must be a little bit deflating when you've lost, you know, whatever you think, whatever you've done in training, or, you know, to come together and then try to put on a really good show for the gold. Tough. And look at this. Chen missed so many in a row here. It's 10-3, 3-10. And that is unbelievably in less than 3 minutes. We are talking about a game that has been totally one way. This is the final of the men's doubles here in Rotterdam, the 2011 World Championships. But at the moment, it hasn't come alive because there's only one team out there.
Yeah, so that is this red team. It's youth, it's motivation, and it's a lot of skill also. Because I'm sure that Chen, Ma Lin, okay, they've been around so many years and played so many big championships. They know how to kind of warm up physically Can you do it mentally, though? That's the big question. And for both of these players, you know, we have seen them for a long time, and fantastic table tennis players. Malin, how many times will we see him again? That's the big question. That makes me, you know, partly sad, but also, you know, really respect such a player that's been with the ITTF for such a long time, and Chen as well. So.
It had to open up occasionally, and that was the first sign we've seen. Chen finishes it, but it's a great backhand.
Maybe it was my pledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Low, 1.
Well, of course, champions gold medal in the doubles in Athens in 2004. Malin was the singles champion in Beijing. Absolute highlight of his life, not just in table tennis, but everything culminated in that home victory. It was a fantastic moment. I had a tear in my eye, I must say. Brilliant.
2-1.
2-1, and Malin and Chen are just nibbling a little bit at the moment. Can't afford to give away 2 games. 1 is enough. That's better.
1-3.
Well played, and now it seems like the order of play is also important. Obviously in double, who you play against and who you serve against, what kind of service, what kind of player you're returning the service of.
That was superb from Malin. How on earth did he get that? Stayed quiet and under the table there. Watch this. Down he goes. Goodness knows what he was going to do if it had come back.
3-4.
That was smart service by Malong, because Malin is, as you see, is standing so close, so almost you can't serve too short. You have to have half long with a lot of action into the ball, and he executed very well with his service. Let's see Malin now.
3-4.
It's a piece of poetry when they really do that well. Watch this, he's holding back. Okay, he missed it, but just beautiful.
Such a spin, top spin from Susin, with that exactly that perfect side spin as well.
The 2 lefties going at it.
5-3.
Malong Susin 5-3. Great push from Malin.
And he has to do that also because, you know, you can feel that he has to be close there. He has to lead that kind of double pair. Chen is more brilliance and occasional well-played points, good return and so on. But Malin has to score on a regular basis.
4-6.
4-6, it will be Chen to serve. Good work, good anticipation. He knew what his partner was going to do there. Fabulous work, Malin. Good service. Oh no! Outrageous!
Well, that's Malin at his best. I mean, he needs to be that, you know, really stretching and really pulling it almost in with his arm, and then fantastic save by Susin. And Malong just outside, too much outside the rally to really be able to recover. Comes in from the side here and then couldn't really block the ball at home.
Chen rather missed that one. It's warming up a little bit. There's a bit more happening now. We've got action, loads of it. 7-6. Malong. Fantastic.
You see the bounce in the steps. Look at his legs, and then just pulling it through, and what a acrobatic shot.
Not quite on his shoulders on that occasion, but brilliant.
7-8.
But that's pure leg. That's pure strength. Also an upper body, leg, trunk area. You know, to be able to do that, it's absolutely fantastic. And they really bringing the physical conditioning level required to play top table tennis to another level.
Chen ducks under one, gets a good forehand drive. Lots of top and side on that one. It stayed low enough to put Ma Long off. That was great for 8-all. Well, if you've just joined us from the men's doubles final here at the World Table Tennis Championships in Rotterdam. China v China, but it's all very, very fascinating as Ma Lin turns himself inside out. But at the end of the second game, it's 1-0 in favor of Ma Long and Su Xin. And they've also got the lead in the second. Well, if you're watching on the web, welcome. I hope you continue. We've got more big programs for ITTV. He missed that one, didn't he? It's 8-10. And again, the crowd doing their best to get encouragement for the underdog right here, or the team that's a little bit behind. As Michael Anderson said, it's youth versus experience here, and the youth is winning out right now. And they've taken the second game. It's 11 points to 8. Ma Long didn't have to stretch too much for that one. Su Xin is having actually a much, much better game than we've seen him previously.
Yeah, he's really playing freely. He's playing relaxed, and you know, they're forming a formidable double pair when they feel that they can score, and they're in the game. Both of them have made some fantastic points, and that's what you need. You need to have that rhythm and confidence that I'm scoring or you're scoring. It's not an individual game, it's a doubles game. You have to set up your double partner to be able to win points as well. So now they seem a little bit disjointed, or motivation is a factor here now, and are you able to fight back? I'm not sure. Ma Lin missed a few points that normally would be in the bank, but it may change.
One point that we ought to emphasize here, actually Ma Long is the only one still in the singles, because Su Xin lost to Wang Liqin, who also lost today. So he's still got double duties as Ma Long.
1-0.
It's 2-0 to Ma Long and Su Xin. Su Xin with the ball for the service. It's 1-1 in the third.
1-2.
Yeah, good flick on that serve, and surely give a point for Chen and Ma.
Outrageous. That is Su Xin to a tee. That shot does not exist, but he still tried it.
Yeah, that was you know, then
what's that?
Another one, a lot of side spin in that, as you see, and then yeah,
just didn't quite pick up that one, but that's great that we're back in live again. Wow, a little bit of showboating going on here at the minute. Two wonderful teams from China. They're not giving any quarter. And the flick doesn't work.
A little bit of a miscue from Ma Long. The service from Ma Lin, not the greatest, just too high, and he surely had a point in his pocket, but just slipped out.
1-5. 2-5.
Yeah, that was a good opening, and Susin wasn't really ready on that one, or anticipated probably one in backhand. You see racket there, and then over to the other side, just use his arm, and that's normally not going to do it.
Here we go. Oh, shame. It's a shame. It was shaping up well. They were moving in and out beautifully. Lots of room. Ma Lin did well, and then Chen just got a little bit excited. Oh, how many times? Duck and weave.
Yeah.
Now you see me, now you don't.
One there. Stay beneath. And here comes Malone.
Excellent. 4-6. We desperately want to see a really extravagant rally. They're not just quite making it at the moment. Accuracy is what we want, but obviously they're keen to kill that ball as quickly as they can. It's 4-7.
Well, the difference here also that Ma Lin is much more active in his returning, and they almost flick the ball long almost all the time now when Ma Lin returns, and you know, then you got to be. It's a dangerous thing to do, but as long as this works, you just continue doing it, because you create some kind of havoc on the other side.
9-4.
Well, at 9-4, it looks like going to get on the game scoreboard here. And now at 4-10. It's not been the best of games. Again, they got a 2-0 cushion in games and just took their foot off the gas a little bit. And that's it. It's 11 points to 4 in favor of Ma Lin and Chen. You just don't want to give them too much room. They might just come through that door and take over.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I think they now have to refocus Susin Malong and get going with that game again. And I think they were surprised with Ma Lin was very aggressive on his service returns, and they kind of fell a few points behind already from the beginning and couldn't really refocus after that. So let's see now. But it's interesting also, in fact, both Chen and Ma Lin, I said it before, you know, how long time will we see them? Obviously for London, it seems at least like both, of course Chen will not be in the picture, but Ma Lin could have been with a great World Championships here, maybe a possibility. Seems like he will be out from the team, in my opinion at least. And then, you know, you have World Championships in team in Dortmund next year, and probably that would be a good possibility for the Chinese team, first of all, to play with the young players, with maybe Malong heading that challenge. But
well, your opinion was Zhang Yiki, Wang Hao, Malong, Zhang Yiki or Susin. That was how you were thinking.
Yeah,
right?
I think Zhang Yiki or Susin. That would be the third selection, and they are up for kind of an audition here, Susin, especially in doubles. And if he's keep playing like this, he's probably strengthening his chances to appear in London.
More than polite applause, enthusiastic applause, I would say. It's a great one. Again, that signature shot from Ma Lin. Chen Qi's missed his on the opposite side.
Yeah, now you see he's also forced to do a lot of things, you know, all the time. He wants to keep it, flick the ball out, and it's a hard thing to do. And now they give a little bit of underspin back there, and they know that he's going to come in almost to the net camera there.
4-1.
Watching it all the way. It didn't matter that that was actually struck from underneath the table. There we go. What spin have you got? It's not good enough. It wasn't a bad shot, actually, was it? Goodness me. 4-1. Long.
Yeah, and he's not happy. And this is more difficult. Maybe the order of play now is Malong serving to Malin, and he's struggling a little bit to just put that flick on Malong's service. He had a much easier time to do that on Susin. So small things like that will change the dynamics of a match like this.
2-5.
There are quite a number of errors, but of course they are being forced. There's a great difficulty to keep the pace and the intensity all the time. There you go. Fabulous service. 5-3.
And here's a very important now, Chen returning, and he needs to be very, very sharp. It's not a bad play here returning too.
6-3.
Bit of an easy point for Malong.
He's a busy player, always on the move, always. In fact, he can't sit still, can't stand still.
I was just afraid of that. Chen is not really, his head is not into the game, and then a couple of points like that, that's, you know, almost without doing anything, and normally that will give you such a mental edge when play will resume again.
Malin puts one corner. Susin not happy. He went for one that he was pretty confident of getting. Chen again, just as you described, he normally would expect to get that.
Yeah. He's not having an easy time here. He's not feeling it really, and he's not right into this game, and emotions are maybe low from both of them, so that is a tough thing to do.
20 years old when he won the Summer Olympic gold with Malin, and I guess it's really difficult to keep that intensity and that excitement in your life, let alone in table tennis, which is so specific. Well, he knows what it's like to be a star, but at 10-4, or 4-10 rather, Chen will and Malin will be serving it, but the team facing many points for the game, and that's it. It's 11-4. 3-1 now in favor of Malong and Susin, and I must say that was a pretty disappointing one for the team in black. Malin had a couple of interventions, but Chen Qi's normally very reliable forehand in particular is just not firing.
Not at all, and it's a bit surprising though. They won the third game fairly easy, and then came out flat here in the fourth. So of course now they're in deep trouble, and I don't see any real hesitation in the faces of these two young men. There's a nod there, and there's a quick drink, and then back to business.
Yeah, Malong is looking really comfortable and confident, and I must say that there's no doubt at all that the 22 years old, is in the prime of his life. He's got loads of titles yet to win, and I've no doubt at all he will go on to take this. So we have a 3-1 situation after 23 minutes of the men's doubles final here in Rotterdam. They are buzzing, and Malong wants to get this out of the way as quickly as possible so he can concentrate on his men's semi-final tomorrow.
And that's really a poor service by Chen. He just released without any thought at all, actually. You see here, that one is just way too long. I mean, that is a pretty bad mistake on this level.
Oh, fantastic recovery from Ma Long. Really, it was a little bit of a gift. Again, so Chen thinks he should have got this.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
That's it. He had it. Yeah, maybe he should have made contact, but you know, they have high standards, these young guys. Yeah, why not?
Yummy, yummy. I love it. It's 3-1, 3-1. He is just the real deal. If he could continue to keep on top of everything, consistency, gosh, something special. This is what we love. This is what we love. Oh, lucky. Fantastic. It's got the crowd going. Back from 3-1 down to 3-all here in the fifth game, rather. And look at Marley. I'll see you later.
A couple of windmills there, as you
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are. We're in Holland, of course. Everything has to have a windmill to get the water going. Wow. Oh, that was exciting. More of that, please. Thank you.
Tried to stare that home, but wasn't successful.
You've put doubt in my mind when we're talking about the Chinese team. Zhang Jike, yeah, fantastic talent. But the more I see of this Su Xin, if they can control him, he's a little bit of a wild dog. But if they can actually control him with a little bit of bait here and there, wow.
That's also depending on the style. I think that one thing that works against Zhang Jike, it's obviously very much that you would then, considering Ma Long, Wang Hao, and then Zhang Jike, then obviously you're losing a left-right hand double, and I don't think that will really fit well into the strategies, because this is high-level doubles, and Su Xin, I'm sure, hasn't been out that much. You know, he's going to be much better only 1 year, and his shot-making capabilities are fantastic, in my opinion.
You're listening to the thoughts of Michael Anderson, ITTF Director of Education and Training, and he knows a bit or two about coaching the Danish team. Well, it's just, yeah, we will take a little time.
Look at that power on that ball. I don't see, you know, a lot more power out there. Okay, he could be one of the players that actually has absolutely fantastic power topspin.
5 and 6 on their backs. That's their world rankings. But wow, I think he will be #1 in the doubles after this as a team, because the former Olympic champions from Athens are really struggling here. They've whatever they try, they're being outgunned. Sheer talent, exuberance, fitness, whatever you want to call it, it's just amazing. It's 7-4 in favor of Ma Long and Su Xin. And it will be Su Xin with the service. They only need 4 points for the World Championship gold. We've got a little bit of Mexican wave going on, and I think there's a bit of a distraction. Hey ho, the crowd love it. I'm not sure the players are enamored by it, but anyway, the crowd have had a great day here, the penultimate day of competition in Rotterdam. Oh dear, it's short and it's painful.
No, I think when I see a double pair like this, I wouldn't, you know, and they're going to stay together, stick together, obviously, for quite some time, being such a young adults.
5-8.
It's only temporary, it's a blip.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't see really a comeback in those two players, but who knows, maybe some nerves can creep into the picture. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be nerves, it's more likely to be arrogance. I'm sure he hasn't a clue what nerves are. He's just...
But, you know, they're putting out some tricks also here now, looking disinterested in this case. And, you know, just walking around and maybe make a push now. See if they can attack on my long serve.
That is now 9 points to 6. Chen has really had a bit of a disastrous final. He won't want to see this played back. Maybe his coaches will insist on it, but 9-6, they won't have learned a great deal.
7-9.
It's a good return, good direction by Chen. Susin really knew the ball was coming there, short forehand, but now moved in a little bit short middle instead, and kind of put him off balance.
Okay, 7-9. Chen Qi's service has got to improve. Let's see if they can just squeeze one. Oh dear, what's going on?
Well, you know, this I started pulling out some tricks now also to disturb a little bit.
Bit of gamesmanship which didn't work, and I must say 7-10. Marlin tried to reach that, he got to it, but put it long. And Ma Long now looking very much together with Susin as champions of the world. What a thought. Yeah, that's it. They really deserve that. A very big hug. And the youngsters, 11-7 in the fifth game. They've won it by 4-1. The World Championship Finals here in Rotterdam. And there is a really talented pair we've just seen. Ma Long and Susin deserve that. The champions of yesteryear, Marlin and Chen Qi, look to be overshadowed. And although there's polite applause around here, from the word go there today, there was only really one team in it.
Yes, you are so right. I think we saw youth against experience. Experience had a tough time here today because of the losses in singles before, and you know, motivation obviously played into this result, but the way they have brought it here, Susin, Malong, really bringing the doubles game itself to another level. They have showed so much acrobatic shots, and they show so much speed and power in their game, and so much quality in service and return that it's almost, you know, you can, I don't know, hand them the gold medal for the next 3 World Championships, but at least they look almost unbeatable from the get-go here. And having said that, though, credit to the young Korean pair that actually put some doubts in their minds, and that maybe is the one pair that you can see moving forward, challenging such a good double pair as Ma Long and Susin, but definitely a worthy World Championships pairing.
The game action has finished on this penultimate day of competition in Rotterdam, and I must say it was a very impressive Ma Long and Susin. They really deserve their gold medals. They will be receiving them shortly. We're going to just take a short break while that presentation ceremony is prepared. But in the meantime, I think we'll say farewell to Mikael Andersson, who's accompanied me here. He's had a fantastic World Championships. I've certainly really appreciated having him with me. It's been very insightful. I've learnt a lot. I hope you have at home too. In the meantime, take a break and come back for the presentation ceremony in just a while.